Petitioners.
So this part in the meeting will allow petitioners can either come on from Zoom meetings, or if you're in the audience and you want to make a comment, come up to the podium, state your name and your concerns for the town.
Well, first of all, I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year. That's the main thing, and I want to congratulate, I already congratulated Mr. Houck, but I haven't seen Mr. Brown and Mr. Machetta, so congratulations on winning your elections in November. You just passed the ethics policy, and I'd like to read you a definition of the Code of Ethics that we have in the town of Wawarsing. The Code of Ethics is a guide of principles designed to help professionals conduct business with honesty and with integrity. A Code of Ethics document may outline the mission and values of the business or organization, how professionals are supposed to approach problems, the ethical principles based on the organization, core values, and the standard which a professional is held. A Code of Ethics sets out an organizational ethical guideline and best practices follow honesty, integrity, and professionalism. Every year we pass the ethics policy here, but back in 2018, when the ethics policy was passed, the town board, excluding Mr. Brown and Mr. Machetta, violated the ethics policy.
Well, Cassie wasn't there either.
Beg your pardon?
And Paul wasn't there, or Cassie wasn't there either.
No, I understand. Oh, Paul wasn't there either. Sorry, Paul. You're lucky. But anyway, the town board at that time created a part-time position of account clerk. That position was not posted, and that position was not advertised as a position in the Shawangam Journal. And it was unfortunate because people are looking for jobs in the town of Wawarsing, and how do you find a position if it's not advertised? The final result of that was that a councilman's wife got the part-time position who's no longer on the board. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's right. If you're going to pass the Code of Ethics, you have to follow the Code of Ethics. And that's just one instance. I can go back to 2017. I'm not sure that the position of administrative aide, before the civil service notice came out, was ever posted or advertised either. So I would hope that the two new members on the town board would be aware of that and follow what you pass. The other thing that, there's a couple things, I'm not going to keep it long, but I mentioned with Mr. Houck a couple times at the podium that we get a credit of $46,000 from the solar panels that are at the transfer station. And I suggested to the supervisor that we could expand that for another 5 acres and double our credit, which reduces our electric bills in the town of Wawarsing. That was done, seems like a long time ago, but it was never followed through. So it's something that could be done. Solar Liberty of Buffalo installed the solar panels. The other thing that concerns me, and we have about $400,000 in the cable construction account, and you know, everybody that has cable, including myself, we pay $8.77 a month, which comes back to the town of Wawarsing. There was cable run in the town of Wawarsing in the last 4 years, but it wasn't from the town. The town did not expend any money out of their cable construction account to expand cable. I was a supervisor for 6 years, and before I left office, we had discussions on cable from Ford Moore Road and Burn Road. That's 4 years ago, and nothing ever materialized. I listened to Channel 23 on many nights, and people have been here requesting cable. Nothing has been done in 4 years. Then we came into the fact that COVID shut down town hall for a while. And a lot of the children who didn't have high-speed internet in their homes, parents had to take them, and of course the library was closed too. They had to take them to do their remote learning to other households in the town of Wawarsing. So I stress the fact there's a lot of areas in the town of Wawarsing that do not have cable. And we need to pursue that. Everybody in this day and age should have cable. I don't care about the expense. It doesn't matter. I'm paying $8.77 a month. I don't believe that the previous town board has ever sat down with Verizon, Spectrum, and to discuss what they could do to expand cable. Sure, it's expensive, but you have the money to do it, and let's do it. The money is basically for cable. You can use it for other purposes, but before you do that, you have to give the people high-speed internet. And I mentioned Paul would say, well, we're going to get broadband. Well, I think broadband is stuck in Washington. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's a dead bill, and it'd be great if it gets through, but it doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere. So those are a couple of things that I would hope that the new members of the town board would look at and use the money that we have in the account and get people cable. It just is my road. I know there was a gentleman that came down here and spoke to you, Mr. Houck, and the board in the last 4 years. You wanted cable, and there was a motion on the floor when I was supervisor to give him cable for $7,000, and the board blocked it. No purpose for that. When you have $300,000 or $400,000 in a kitty, why not just give the man cable? It was $7,000 at the time, and I had a motion on the board, nobody would second it. So these are the things that annoy me as a resident, a lifetime resident of the town of Wawarsing, and we need to correct these things and move our town forward. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Gissel. Is there anyone in the audience that, thank you. Anyone else that wants to come up and have a comment of any sort? Anybody on Zoom?
Nobody got.
Okay, at this point, we'll state that we're gonna leave the petitioner time and go to attorney concerns.
Nothing we haven't already resolved.
Okay, so now we're gonna go into our resolution of our agenda. First resolution of 2022. The Wawarsing Town Board by resolution approves to sponsor the 4th of July committee and the events related to and leading up to the July 4th parade. This is a roll call vote.
I'll make the motion.
Oh, okay. Yes, you're gonna make the motion and Bill seconded it.
Second.
Howard Brown,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Kathy,
Aye.
and I vote aye. That motion is carried. Resolution, the Wawarsing Town Board by resolution adopts section 3, 24 CBR 85-.36 of the Housing and Urban Development Act of 1968 plan.
So moved.
Bill makes a motion.
Second.
Cassie seconds it. That's a roll call vote. Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Cassie?
Aye.
And I vote aye. So this resolution is carried. There are no budget modifications. The town board to approve the bills as audited.
I'll move it.
Second.
Cassie makes the motion, and Bill seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
The motion is carried. I'd like to thank Bill Brown and Mike Instead of coming in and looking at the bills prior to as new board members, and myself. That's 3 signatures. So, but my point is that they came in as new board members, we sat down, we had a discussion, we went over how the bills, the prepaids, and the process for how do we do that, and questioned it. And we did come up with questions, and we did rectify the questions. So that motion is carried. Town board to accept the minutes of the December 2nd regular audit, the December 16th regular audit, the December 21st special workshop, the December 27th workshop meeting, December 30th special workshop. So that would-
Move 3 to 7.
Second.
Kathy makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motions 3 through 7 are carried. Town board to approve the expense of the following elected officials to attend the Associations of Towns 2022 annual meeting and training from February 20th to February 23rd. Supervisor Houck will serve as the delegate.
Move it.
The 5 board members at this time. We'll also will be approving planning board members as well. But tonight, on number 8, we're
Yep.
addressing the town board.
Second. Mike's first.
Mike makes a motion, Cassie seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the December 21 invoice from Atlantic Testing Laboratories in the amount of $876 for the Wawarsing Water District.
I'll move it.
Cassie
Second.
makes a motion, Paul seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
That motion's carried. Town board to approve the payment number 5 for National Water Main Cleaning Company. Contract 1215 PR 158-19, contract TWA 211, improvements to the Cohasset wastewater collection system in the amount of $160,417.45.
I'll move it. Second.
Cassie makes a motion, Bill seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
That motion is carried. Town board to authorize the supervisor to execute change order number 5 for the contract number TWA 211 CDBG grant 1215 PR 158-19, National Water Main Cleaning Company to increase the contract value by $9,144.47 for sewer repair work, which includes open cut repair of sanitary sewer on Webster Avenue in Cohasset, completed by subcontractor H. Ulsterhout Excavating, resulting in a revised contract value of $601,249.47.
So moved.
Mike makes the motion,
Second.
Cassie seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the payment application number 4 in the amount of $37,050 to TAM Enterprises for Wawarsing Water District Water Treatment Facility and the well field.
I'll move it.
Second.
Cassie makes a motion, Bill seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the amendment number 1 in the amount of $4,700 for Benera Larios, TWA 211 CDBG 1215 PR 158-19. Cohasset sewer plant improvements for increased costs of engineering due to construction delays.
I'll move it.
Second.
Cassie makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
That motion's carried. Town board to approve the New York Planning Federation 2022 town membership dues in the amount of $325.
So moved.
Second.
Bill makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the 2021 annual membership dues for the coalitions of watershed towns in the amount of $1,500.
Move it.
Bill makes a motion, Cassie seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the 2022 annual membership dues for the New York State Assessors Association in the amount of $200.
Move it.
Mike makes the motion,
Second.
Bill seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the annual membership dues for Robin Coleman, Code Enforcement Officer for Tri-County Chapter of New York State BOC. The cost of the membership is $60.
Move it.
Second.
Cassie makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
The motion's carried. Town board to accept the resignation of Beverly Walsh, water wastewater maintenance worker in the water sewer department. His resignation is effective January 3rd,
I'll move it.
2022. Cassie makes a motion.
Second.
Bill seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Town board authorizes the supervisor to request quotes from qualified air consultants to perform an IFE of professional services in accordance with the FAA Advisory Circular 150/51-14E for the taxiway A North pavement rehabilitation and connector taxiway reconfiguration design project. Cost of the IFE will be a reimbursable expense under 2022 FAA grant.
Move it.
Second.
Cassie makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. And that is the end of the agenda. We have some important dates to remember. January 17th, Martin Luther King Day. Town hall is closed that day. And environmental conservation meeting on January 4th. Was January 4th. The 10th is Historic Preservation Committee, 4 o'clock at the Village Hall. January 11th, the Zoning Board, 7 o'clock in the courtroom. The 18th, Planning Board meeting, 7 p.m. in the courtroom. January 20th, the Town Board meeting, our next scheduled meeting at 7 o'clock. And also, workshop at 5:30 in the courtroom.
Yeah, workshop starts at 5 o'clock that day, we have a meeting with the village.
Excuse me?
We have a meeting with the village on the 20th, it starts at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh, the 20, I'm sorry, 20th?
20th, yeah.
Here?
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
a special meeting with the village.
Yep. All right, so at this point, I can make a motion.
You don't want to do concerns?
Yes, oh, yes.
You're out of,
absolutely.
you're out of it.
Okay, I'm out of right now.
You have to,
All right, hold on.
I really want to.
So at this point, this is a practice that we should be very involved with, is the supervisors. Well, every year we have liaisons, and every board member gets scheduled or assigned a liaison, and it's based on what their talents are and what their interests are in the board. I've talked with Bill and Mike, and also Paul and Patsy now. They're a new board. We kind of reconfigured some of the liaisons, and we created some new liaisons, and this isn't written in stone, but right now, for the time being, this is what we're looking to do with what the board members are interested in. But prior to do that, we're going to have any concerns by Mr. Page?
Not tonight.
Okay, so, Mr. Brown, you have the liaisons that are listed there. Highway Department Chair is Mike Machetta. Cemeteries, Park and Trails, Youth Commission Chair Cassidy Johnson, and Elbow Pool Chair Cassidy, Village Chair with Mike Machetta, Ulster County Government Chair with me. And so, if you want to make any comments or comments outside of this is your time.
I'm happy to report that as far as cemeteries go, the Fontineville Cemetery, through much fundraising and donations from the public, we are able to complete the roof replacement on the barn at the cemetery yesterday. And my thanks go out to everyone who participated by donating or fundraising. And with that, looking forward working with Ulster County in possibly trying to get the Office of the Aging to spend one day out of the month here, and also maybe DSS to spend one day out of the month here to try to help our residents who are unable to commute to Kingston. And possibly they could come the date that the motor vehicle buses here or whatever. And looking forward to working with Cassie and on the pools and the youth commission, and trying to find some meaningful programs for our youth who, as we all know, that's our future, and we need to invest in our youth. And I'm just happy to be on the board and looking forward to the challenges and working with everyone on the board and the residents of the town and the village.
Okay, Bill, thank you. Mike Machetta, got the Emergency Services, Fire Districts, and Ambulance District. I'm very happy that his history with the fire districts as a commissioner and I think the president of Scoresby.
Yep.
He's a good, perfect fit there. He'll be involved with the ambulance district, he'll be involved with Jen Rivera as the emergency response coordinator, the building department. We could always use help in the building department. He comes from a background of construction, so, and working in Fallsburg lumber, so he's going to share that with me. And there's some exciting things, again, as we talked earlier in the other meetings today, about the town being interested in, not interested, we're going to hire an engineering firm that will be doing their part and inspections with, like, large businesses, large projects like in Somerset Partners or the Cresco Labs, where it's just so much that has to be done. You need to hire an outside agency, which is paid specifically by the client, and there will be no cost to the town. So it's really a no-brainer, and I'm glad that we're actually in a position to do that. So, Mike?
First, I'd like to thank everyone in the village and town for electing me for this position. I'm here to work for the taxpayers. I'm here jumping at feet first, looking forward to it. As far as my liaisons go, I've already spoken with some of the heads of the fire departments and rescue squads. I'm planning on getting together also with Chan and putting a meeting together where all the heads of the fire services, Cragsmore, Ellenville, Napanock, Cohonson, Ellenville Rescue Squad, Cohonson First Aid and Rescue, can all get together, whether it be quarterly or monthly. We're gonna come up with a solution of how we can have meetings to get together. There really isn't any kind of policy set where if we do have any kind of a mass incident, which hopefully we never do, but as we all know, they happen in very remote areas. We want to have something in place where we're ready if something should happen. We have a very large area that we cover. If something should happen here, what's going to happen with coverage coming from as far as Cohonson and vice versa. So that'll be coming up in the near future, which I'll let everybody know what happens with that. As far as the building department goes, as Terry was just speaking about the engineering firm that's going to come in, we have a tremendous amount of large projects coming in here, a lot of new business coming in here, and without having a building inspector right now, we need as much help as we can get, hopefully to alleviate some of the pressure on the building department so we can concentrate on our local permits. Myself and Terry will be working with them also. Highway department, Tony, I don't know what to say to you, but to commend you. I cover 3 counties on back roads all over the place, and not because we're sitting here, but our roads are in fantastic shape. And I got to say thank you as the leader of the highway department. Great job you guys are doing. I look forward to working with you. As most probably know, I did serve on the village board for a term. It's really going to help as far as being liaison with the village and the town. I know what their concerns were when I was on the board, and I'm listening to concerns with the town. We really need to come together. We're all here for the same reason. The village is in the town of Wawarsing. We are all the same. We're all neighbors, and we really should work together with shared services and try to iron out some things that are going to help everybody. I will be talking also with the assessor's office, and I'll be present at the Chamber of Commerce meetings. It's a list of liaisons. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it. I say thank you now.
Oh, did you a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit, but I'm ready for it. And just before I finish, I'd like to make my first motion to approve Hornbeck Plumbing, Heating, and Electric to install the lighting at the salt shed in the amount of $12,800.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried.
And that's all I have for this evening. Thank you.
Okay, the next person would be Cassie Spore.
Well, 2021 was a real eye-opener. It's really different being inside the tent, so to speak. And I learned a lot this year, and I made some mistakes, but I hope I've learned from them, and going forward, I won't repeat them. That being said, we successfully installed keyless entry to Town Hall. Everybody now has a small card that gives them access to Town Hall. We upgraded the burglar system and the camera system, and those projects went off. Well, there were some glitches, but I think we've ironed out a lot of them. As Supervisor said, we were going to look at possibly redesigning the pump on Carlo Drive, because that is becoming a daily headache for my team out there. So that's something to look forward in the future. Sam wanted me to mention that fairly soon she'll be coming out with information on Winterfest. We're going to try and do a Winterfest. We don't know if it's going to be snow driven or something else. It depends on how much snow we actually have on the ground at the time, but she'll be getting information out on that. I want to shout out, please, if you want water connected to your house, we're really getting down to the wire. Service connections are going to be bid out by the end of January. I need a temporary license in order for a contractor to come on your property and connect your water, so please, please, please come see me. If you're homebound because of COVID, we can work something out, but you have to contact me and let me know what you need. One of the big projects going forward this year will be, hopefully, a solution for the pools. Everybody seems to be on board that we need one, so we're all gonna roll up our sleeves. Mr. Brown's gonna help me. Superintendent Wiles is eager to try to come up with a solution. The village has also said that they want a permanent solution for the pool. So let's hope that all this good energy can move forward and we can have a successful summer with a rehab pool. And that's all I have for tonight.
Paul.
Okay, first thing, I'd like to thank Terry for his leadership of this board. There's a lot of things that go on a day-to-day basis in this town, and Terry's got a very level head and level hand on all the things that happen in the town. You'd be absolutely amazed at the things that cross his desk and come into town hall on a daily basis. So I really want to thank Terry for his leadership. Also want to welcome our two new board members, Mike and Bill. Looking forward to you guys rolling up your sleeves. I think the town is in a position where we've got a lot of exciting opportunities right now, and really looking forward to you guys helping out, because there's a lot of things that kind of happen that maybe people don't realize what's going on, again, on a day-to-day basis, just like the stuff that Tony's guys are doing. I have to second the fact that the roads are awesome in our town, and there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes. I noticed one of the trucks going past my road today, and I'm saying, what the heck are they doing there today? Well, they took advantage of the fact that we haven't had a snow and a lot of other things going on, so they were basically clearing the brush off the sides of the road and making sure stuff that was going to maybe get in the way when storms come and everything, and they were taking care of that proactively. So I would, again, like to commend Tony and his team for, being proactive and doing those things. As far as, some of the other things that happened in 2021, I'm happy to say that we finally upgraded the town email environment to government level Office 365. It's going to help us, I think, in doing the town's day-to-day work. It's also going to help us in compliance with things like archiving and retrieval of information, because also as part of that, we've also signed up for and now have permanent archiving of digital records that include email and any other digital documents in a way that should be done in any government organization. So I'm really happy to see that has happened in 2021. Water and sewer. Cassie's kind of been the queen on that. I've really been excited to help her out with that. It's pretty amazing from an infrastructure standpoint. We talk about infrastructure all the time. Water and sewer is something that's crucial to the future and success of this town. The three water districts and the way that the Wawarsing Water District was created, the way that we're now able to use the three water districts as partners of each other, so that, God forbid, we ever have a problem at any of those three water districts, they can back each other up. So the design of that, the engineering company that did the design, the DEC doing all that work, and a lot of heavy lifting by a lot of people. I know this water district's been a long time coming, and God rest his soul, I think Steve Bradley is going to be really proud when this gets all done. So that's something I think in 2021 that was really phenomenal as far as that goes. Terry mentioned the transfer station before. I'm happy to be the liaison for the transfer station last year and doing that again in 2022. The transfer station folks really have a smooth running operation there, and we are acknowledged by the county for having a very smooth running operation, and that's thumbs up to those guys and the gal that run that operation over there, because they really do have a good system in the way things work. What am I looking forward to in 2022? I guess I have to take exception to the fact that there is no broadband. There is broadband. Cable is actually a misnomer. Cable is television. Broadband is internet communication, and folks might not realize some of the things that are going on, but we actually are communicating at very high levels with Charter Spectrum and other companies for things that would help bring down the prices, as well as also improve the speed and performance of what we do get here as a town. Laying cable or laying fiber is, again, old school. So I think we need to think and realize that we're not going to lay fiber, we're not going to lay cable on every road in this town, not with 185 miles of roads that we have. It's just impossible. And quite honestly, I think it's not the proper way to spend the town's money. Instead of that, we've actually got some projects, and I think you'll see the first one happen in the spring, where we're going to be providing community Wi-Fi for much of the town. The first project that we're working on, and pretty much have it well designed, is to light up Littman Park with community Wi-Fi for the residents. So that's something that we're working on. The other thing too is, we've tried to utilize Channel 23 in a better way. We've done baby steps this year with that, not just broadcasting the town's board meetings and some of the other meetings, but we've gotten some public information video and other content, and I look forward to continuing to have us grow that and work in coordination with the school district to basically make Channel 23 a better asset for the residents, for communicating with them, and also for public information. New liaison that I have this year is the airport. I think, it's pretty unique for a town to have its own airport. And our airport is kind of a diamond in the rough there that I don't think a lot of people think about it a lot, but I think an airport in a town like we have can maybe become a real additional asset to the community above and beyond what it is. So as having the airport as a new liaison responsibility, I look forward to exploring the opportunities and possibilities that we can basically improve our utilization and make the airport even more of an asset than it is. And that's pretty much what I have. That's it.
So, I'd like to welcome Bill Brown and Mike Marchetta. I've known both gentlemen, Bill for a lot longer than Mike. Where are you from again?
Oh, God, here we go, yeah.
I think it's Concord, right?
Hey, you said it right this time.
But it's like 30 years ago, so he's almost California, but every 10 minutes you're right. But anyway.
Thank you.
You have a good, I think both of you guys have good skill sets and the desire to do good for the community. And listen, I'd like to thank Robinson in the audience tonight, and Jackie always is, I think we called Robin a stalwart at the last meeting, I think. But Jackie is, she runs the town hall as the town clerk, and during the pandemic, every single thing went through her office. People had to be kind of moved through that area, and the rest of the building came down to work, with the residents. And I'd like to thank Jackie for the extreme amount of stress that it caused, in last year through this pandemic, and it's important to note. As far as the Ulster County government, we had that in the last 4 years. I think Bill and I are gonna. There's been a lot of things that go unnoticed as far as that, but we're gonna make this a little more of something that people know about. Tim Weiderman is the economic development director with these projects with Neville and with Fresco. And he's coming here. And we've always thought about, the town of Wawarsing being the lowest township in the county and really not getting what we think we should, we deserve. And I think it's starting to come around a little bit. The $1 million money, we got a little bit of that, and that was kind of the start of it. But right now, we're having a lot of conversations with Tim Weiderman on a daily basis, and Bill also discussed, going there and having social services coming in for, periodic meetings with the town And we will, and we have in the past, and we will sit down together, me and Bill, and explain how social services does work, and we'll try to improve representing the town of Wawarsing in the village of Alamo, which includes the village of Alamo, in that regard with the county, because there's a lot of departments in the county government that we can take advantage of, and in recent years we have. I don't think in prior years we had done that. The Barber Road Bridge, I was on a phone call today with the county, and Dennis Doyle, the planning director, Tony and I have talked to him how many times? Lots and lots. So by, talking to him over the years, today we get a phone call from Amanda that works for him, and she says, Dennis has some ideas about some grant opportunities that if we can provide the right the right information. I think one of the criteria was, had the recent, which I don't know the exact time frame, but there's parameters that you have to meet in order to get these grants, but the bridge is definitely in a situation now that it needs to be worked on. They had a yellow flag.
Yes, I sent
Again.
it to her today.
So today Tony sent the yellow flag documentation. She already had a lot of the documentation, but she was just looking for some pictures, this and that, and we're gonna move forward on that. So that's a really big deal, because it services approximately 12 to 15 homes, and there's no way to get out of that property. It's unfortunate, but at this point in time, the town of Wawarsing owns it for a number of years, and we cannot, we have to be responsible for that. So there's a lot of things that I think that liaison in the Ulster County can really be, fruitful for. We get to learn and know the who we should be working with our two representatives from the legislature, which we don't do often enough either. Building department, I'm looking forward to working with Mike. County office with Cassie, with the budget, personnel, and pretty much the daily runnings of the facility. But with this COVID, there's been so much stress put on every employee and the public in general. So, there's a big lesson to learn as far as being patient and trying to. There's people that have it down pat. I know I'm looking at people here that do that, and other times I think it's a learning experience for everybody. When the times get tough, a lot of people they do the right thing, and I appreciate that. But through this process of the pandemic, with the COVID guidelines and everything, right now the federal government and state government changed guidelines in late December, and then the governor changed them on January 4th, and then she changed them on January 5th, and today she's looking at it again. So they're trying their best to try to come up with a solution to this, in this particular time, this Omicron variant, or I don't want to speak out of my range here, but I just hope that we'll have some leaders in Albany, the federal government, that can get us through this thing. Tony and I worked on the salt shed. It was a big undertaking in the beginning, and the salt shed collapsed, and we looked at it. We said, "Can we get some grants?" And that was not, the town of Ulster got a grant, but it took them like 2 years to get the grant. So you really can't get a grant when the 1/3 of the salt shed collapsed. So I ended up working pretty hard. It's up and in use, which I want to thank Tony, and we worked very hard on that, and everybody included, with working behind, with us. It's not just me and you.
It's been a challenge. Let's put it that way.
Well, it's pretty much done. As soon as the lights get in, it's already ready to go. It's just within a very short time, it'll be a very fine facility, and hopefully there for many, many years.
Yeah.
And I think the Sportsman Road Bridge, I didn't bring that up. Another situation with the Ulster County government. Brendan Masterson is the bridge guy. He's the, for the bridges, and we've talked to him numerous times, and by talking to him and talking to legislatures, they are, they were going to work on the road, Swartz Road, but now they're going to replace the bridge because they figured that it was probably too much to do what they had to do initially. What the option that they had, they went back to actually replacing the bridge. We get phone calls, not every day, but we get phone calls about, when that bridge is going to be operational. And how many bridges do we have?
I think we got 10
Yeah, so there's a Ford Moore
that
Bridge.
we own,
Right.
or
So,
the town owns, I'll put it that way.
right. So anyway, again, it's the beginning of the year. Everybody's got a New Year resolution. I'm just really happy to see a board that I know that's going to work together and do a good job. So I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
And I'll move it.
Kathy will make the motion. Paul seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.